welcome to Child Care Confidential. I'm Jessica Hampton, and this is my lovely co-host, Katie Dink. Hello, hello. We are here today talking about chaos and cuts from an Arkansas perspective with our lovely guest, Cristin Beene. Hello, Cristin. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are y'all doing today?
Really good. Thanks for joining us and taking the time today, especially with all the different time zones we
Yes,
had
yeah.
going on. Thanks for your patience with that. So let's talk about, first of all, how long have you been in the field and what exactly do you do in early childhood?
Okay, so I am an offsite owner. I am the executive director of Central Christian Academy. We are in Central Arkansas. We have multi-site locations, and I have been in the early education field for going on 30 years now. So
Wow.
I am been doing this for a little while now.
That is an impressive career. I'm sure you have not seen some things like this in your 30 years that we're
This,
facing
yeah,
today.
this is thrown us all for a loop for sure.
It
For
really has,
sure.
and I've really like how Indiana and Arkansas are so similar right now in some of the things. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate, to
it
be
has
honest.
been. It's been really, really shocking,
Yeah.
especially for educators, like myself who have spent their career,
Yeah.
have devoted their life. For me, it's my calling. It's what I believe I've been put on the face of the planet to do, right?
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, it was shocking. It was a slap in the face. It was a punch in the gut, all
Yeah. I
and a
feel
stab in the
that.
back all at the same
Absolutely.
time. That's kind of how I felt like, just
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
because as early educators, we pour our heart and our soul into what we do every day, and so um, a pay cut is like cutting us off at the legs,
It
right?
is. It is.
Because a lot of us are operating on shoestring budgets to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
um, to to serve the community and to provide this service for families. And so, yeah, it's been really difficult here in Arkansas, and we can for sure relate to the challenges in Indiana.
I have no doubt.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
doubt it at
It's terrible in
all.
both states. It's unbelievable in my opinion, but
Well, so for listeners who don't necessarily maybe work in childcare specifically, can you explain what Arkansas's funding is and why it matters for families and centers alike?
Sure. So our subsidy program, um, we call it vouchers, or they have kind of rebranded it as school readiness assistance. So they use the acronym SRA. So you'll hear that kind of lingo used, but it's all the same. So the vouchers, childcare vouchers, SRA, school readiness assistance, those are all the same thing. So it's the subsidy under the child care assistance, and so that's what we've had. Big changes over the last several weeks. So in Arkansas, we had a huge announcement on September 19th of 2025
mm.
that gave us a 10-day notice.
Did
You
our
heard that
governors
right.
talk?
I think they did.
I think they did because we got similar.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
a 10-day notice. Just
It's unbelievable.
absolutely unheard of. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were put on a Zoom call with the chat disabled, no opportunity to speak. We were basically just told and then cut off, and it was on a Friday afternoon, so I left that chat in tears, right? Like
Oh yeah.
I was like panic. I was like full on
Yeah.
panic attack after that call with it was the Arkansas Department of Education Secretary Olivia. Thank you.
Shout out.
Shout out to you.
Right.
Let me tell you. I don't know it's the one you
He's
want, but you got
slowly
it.
he's slowly regaining his reputation, just tiny, tiny, little by
Okay.
little.
Okay.
But he's got a long way to go. He's got a long way
Okay.
to go.
I hear you.
Like,
Absolutely.
so
Well, I was going to ask what were some of the different changes that you had, but so you guys got that notice, but Arkansas childcare owners kind of were like, "Oh no, wait a minute, we're not sitting down to this." So you
yeah,
guys kind of had an impact that changed a
we
little bit of
did.
things. We didn't
And
get that, so I want to hear about it.
it was really a beautiful thing to
Mm,
see that collaboration come together within the early education field. It's something that you typically don't see, right?
mm-hmm.
You
Competitiveness
see,
is usually our
right? Typically,
go-to.
you'll see more, competition, especially locally, within like your counties and, cities, closer proximity. And this just affected so many centers universally, all everywhere. Just no one was excluded. That we just all had to band together, and because we did that, our impact was pretty broad and far-reaching. So we had several groups that were very, very vocal
Good, good.
online,
You need that.
We
many,
need that in
many,
Indiana.
yeah,
For real.
news, social media. We had some very positive protests at the Capitol. We have developed some emergency early childhood task force that the Office of Early Childhood, the committee has adopted, which has
Wow.
been
Love
fantastic
Yeah.
because that is now comprised of um, private business, early educator owners, directors, research educators, legislators, parents, that community members that it
Awesome.
affects, not just the people that are putting the decisions and the rules into place,
Exactly.
Right.
right?
Let's talk about who it actually affects and not just make rules that aren't
Yes.
impractical ones.
Well, you would hope so.
Oh, yeah, we just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So those are really, really wonderful things that have come out of the crisis, is that collaboration that, that I have seen within the early education community, and those positive impacts that we've been able to make because we have banded together and made our voice louder because we
Yes.
have been, bigger and bolder together.
Absolutely.
Right.
Indiana needs to take note.
Yeah, no kidding.
We have not had that impact together. We've had some attempts at different situations, but
I just don't feel like it was followed through.
It was
with.
not. It needed to be a bigger impact, and
Yeah.
so we're still working towards that. We still obviously
Right.
we're trying, but
Yeah.
But so when we kind of shift our focus just a little bit to the current funding chaos, like overview, from your perspective, I know you kind of went into that you guys got a sudden shock, you didn't get any notice, but when you talk about like what happened in Arkansas, were there just delays, were there cuts, expiring grants, or was it just the reduced reimbursement rates?
There were cuts and, all of the above, really. Yeah, pretty much.
they didn't make it easy, did they?
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, they changed
Never.
the reimbursement timeline, so we're not getting paid the same schedule. We're not getting, they drastically cut our rates. So for example, here's just a basic math example, okay?
Okay.
So for an infant toddler rate, so we all know early education, it costs more to provide care for infant toddlers. Ratios are less. It's a higher cost of care. Your tuition's always high, it's higher. And so we were in Arkansas, our subsidy reimbursement rate, the Department of Education was reimbursing us prior to the September 19th announcement that we had gotten reimbursed for 8 years prior. This was not a new amount. Was $56.50 per day. Okay, for an infant. They changed that on September 19th to a flat rate of $36 per day. $20.50 per day.
Oh, please let
per
me get a
child.
calculator.
That's
Wow.
that's huge. It's nearly $6,000 per year per child for our center, and we're a large multi-site center. We have over 300 students. So it was hold your breath,
Yeah.
over $500,000 loss is what we were looking at when we were projecting this when we got the news. So it was about $10,000 a week, $10,000 to $15,000 a week loss of what they were immediately going to not pay us.
Yes, we feel that pain with you. We lost 11,000 a week
Yeah.
immediately, like 30 days notice. Maybe. Well,
Yeah.
not even that.
2 weeks.
2 weeks
After
notice.
we got
Yeah, we
that.
had yeah.
And we did not get a webinar. We got a letter, an email.
Well, they
Nice.
sent it to providers before they sent it to our parents, so we knew the information for 2 weeks before it happened. Our families knew 1 week before it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Well, what Arkansas did is they left the responsibility to the providers to inform the parents.
Yes, so pretty much Indiana did that too, but they sent the
Snail mail.
families a snail mail letter.
Yeah.
So hopefully they got it.
We
Most of them
complained a
didn't
lot
believe
about
us.
that too. So
Most
they
families didn't
kinda-
believe us this was actually happening. We're like, no, we're as shocked as you are.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I'm like, we're not going to do your job. This is
Right.
like we have our own jobs to do, right?
They
like
didn't understand.
so
They made the budget mistake, not us.
Exactly.
In my opinion, you fess up to your own mistake and fix it, not me.
Yes.
Awful. Yeah. So when would you say that directors and owners in your state realized that something was wrong? Was it like quick all of a sudden, or was there any warning this was coming?
No warning, none at all. It was sudden, unexpected. Absolutely. And I'm very connected. Okay. Like
Yeah.
I'm in the know. I'm in all the groups. I'm in all the Zooms. I'm in all
That's
the
why we got
classes.
you here.
Yeah. I'm the first to know. I'm the first to tell people. And I was floored, and I'm pretty surprised. I'm pretty sure that everyone's informed now, but it took a good couple of weeks, even for, some of those more rural, remote, centers to even get that information.
Wow.
And some of us are still sort of scrambling, trying to figure out copays and differentials, because they've changed that all over again, effective November 1st. So we're only 12 days into, trying to refigure out all the new math.
That's crazy.
The new normal.
So that's fun.
Yeah. That's crazy. I am glad that you guys were able to at least to get it pushed back a little bit,
Right.
Yes.
with everybody standing up. However, a little bit is not enough.
No.
How do you prepare for a hit like that? You just...
So with what they ended up doing with the emergency task force that was created by the Office of Early Childhood, they created recommendations that was sent to the governor. And our governor has been like nothing.
Yeah,
We understand.
ours too, except he thinks our education system is amazing, and he is sadly mistaken.
Silence. Nothing. And Sarah Huckabee, this is your opportunity, right? Like she says she's our education governor, right? So like you got a platform and we want you to use it. Like
Right.
we
Absolutely.
need this in Arkansas right now. Like Arkansas needs you. We need help, The solution for Arkansas is for Arkansas legislation to step up and pick up some of the gap of where the federal funding is falling short.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seems
And
like a plan to me.
Right. So, and Arkansas has a surplus budget to do that.
Indiana does as well.
I think all the
Which
states
is
are in
kind
the
of
same
funny
boat.
that we're cutting things when we have a surplus and spending way more money on prisons than we are education.
Yeah, we're
blows my
building
mind.
a fancy new prison here in Arkansas too. How about that?
Right.
They
Doesn't
really
that blow
must
your
have
mind? They
spoken.
must have
They had to have.
been chatting because
Yeah.
they're both messing it all up left and right, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're trying to just kind of bide our time until the new April legislative session, hoping that all the noise that we've made right now, that will carry through, and we'll be able to capture some of that funding, with, something within the April legislative system. That's where I've got my fingers crossed.
We're
We'll
crossing them with
see.
you.
Yeah,
We're crossing
yeah.
them with you.
We'll see, because what they've done now is they have reverted that flat $36 rate. So they have reinstated a higher level rate to our quality rating improvement system. So in Arkansas, we have stars. I don't know what y'all have in
We
Indiana.
have pass to quality, which is
Pass to quality. Okay.
It's the
four
same.
stars basically. We're
Yeah.
a level 4 is our highest. So we just
Yeah.
have
Okay.
levels.
So we have 6.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so you have a greater reimbursement based off your
Yes,
your
yes.
higher
Our level
level.
4 would be our highest. That's the biggest reimbursement you can get. And then we're licensed different ways. So our licensed child care centers are usually the ones that can provide the most care.
Yeah.
They have the greater reimbursement rate.
So in September, what they were proposing was basically dismantling the QRIS system, and everyone was going to get the same $36 flat rate, no matter what star you were. So that was.
What about all the money we spent trying to get to those stars?
I've
How
spent
hard you
so
were to
much
keep it.
money.
Right.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and
Oh,
hundreds
yeah.
of thousands of dollars,
It's not cheap to get those stars.
Yeah, I have a lot of stars under
Yes.
my school,
Absolutely.
So when our emergency task force met, we fought for those levels again.
Yeah.
And we were able to get those reinstated in November. So, but they combined, we're still losing money, just not as much. So I'm still losing about $5 to $8 a day on infant toddler preschool. And they have cut our school age by about 60% still. So our school age is just taking the biggest, hardest hit that there is.
Yep.
It's a new generation of latchkey kids.
It is. And that's what unfortunately, that was their intention with these rates. There's no other way around it. And that's really unfortunate. And we're seeing a lot more news stories about children not being safe in these unlicensed areas. And childcare is stepping back. And so I think we're going to see more and more of that. Yeah. What would you say are some of the financial realities that maybe outsiders, such as parents or legislators and things, what would you say that they're not maybe seeing all the time that we need to tell them and say, hey, this is our reality right now? Is it like food prices going up? How is
insurance?
Payroll? What do we
Let's
do?
talk about insurance for a second.
Nobody likes insurance.
My insurance went up 35% last year. I've had no claims whatsoever. Yeah. I'm a wonderful client, I have no violations, but still 35%, that's huge.
That's huge. Yeah.
Yes.
And yet we're taking away your money right now. So don't worry.
Yeah. And of course food costs. You just have to go to the grocery store to figure that out. But with the subsidy, with Arkansas reinstating copays and us having to charge differentials, we've lost 28 students.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand that.
Yeah, we're in the same.
So not only are we taking the cut of what the Department of Education, but we've lost actual enrollment because of it. So we're having to cut our staff and our hours to balance that enrollment.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's like all schools around us, though, are doing the same thing.
Yes.
It seems like everyone's in the same boat. It's not just affecting one school, it's affecting us as a whole in the community.
And it's frustrating because in our area, you hear a lot about childcare desert and we need more spaces and all of this.
Right.
And we're sitting here open, ready, and willing and have space.
Yeah.
What we need is funding. We need help funding.
And you
Not
know what's
just-
so ironic is that in 2022, I received a very, very, very substantial expansion grant
Mm-hmm.
because we were in what was considered a childcare desert.
Right?
And that program now is struggling so hard. Like it was full and overflowing and busting at the seams. And so now what I'm doing is I'm actually going to be converting 2 of those suites in that program to an indoor playground.
Oh.
So I'm diversifying some of my, some of my
That's wonderful.
space.
Absolutely. That seems like a great solution to kind of step in financially for what you're walking through right now. We've been looking at the same things.
Yeah.
How do we get extra funding and kind of tighten up our budget for a minute and be realistic that this is actually happening? Unfortunately,
You can't just turn a blind eye to it.
Right,
either.
you can't, or you won't make it through.
Right. You have to be fiscally smart.
Right.
So, like I said, we often lead with our heart in this industry, and that's a good thing. But in situations like this, sometimes you kind of have to set that on the shelf just a tad.
Yeah.
You do. You have to remember that you still have a business to run. You still have people depending on you for jobs. There still
Absolutely
is that other aspect, even though we also want to see no child left behind. We want to open our doors and let everybody in, but we cannot pay for that. We can't provide that. So we really do need help. What would you say is maybe some impact on your staff morale?
It's been a roller coaster for sure. At first, we had a lot of really positive energy going into it. We rallied with the protest, and then as we kind of had to cut hours a little bit, then that hurt.
Yeah, it does.
that hurt the morale for sure. But I think everyone understands, that this is completely out of our control. We have if we could change this, we absolutely would.
Absolutely. We wish we could change this.
Yeah. And it hurts me in every way. And so, it's been really challenging for everyone all the way around.
I have no doubt. So what pressure do you think this puts on your directors of your program, or even just directors as a whole, who are already juggling the regulations, the ratios, especially the staffing shortages? Do you think it's amplified, or kind of tell us a little bit more about that?
I'm really, really blessed to have a super solid leadership team. Okay. Awesome. I cannot brag on them enough. So I hope they see this and they hear me because you're amazing.
We love that. That's awesome.
And they've been with me. I think I have a pretty large leadership team, like I said, because I have a multi-site locations and a good sized schools. But my shortest leadership employee's been with me, I think, 6 years. My longest one's been with me, I think, 12. Oh, wow. So they know their stuff, and that's what enables me to be off site and they run the show, and I'm behind the scenes doing the big picture stuff. Right.
I love that.
The visionary.
I'm transitioning to that right now, and I love it. It's great. Katie runs the show.
So that definitely doesn't come without stress. So, but they sure do
for sure.
They sure do manage it fantastic.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
I really love that.
Yes. Awesome. So what are you seeing from families right now? Are you seeing, are they panicked? I know some of ours were when they got hit with a $400 increase every week going, well, how do I do that?
They were very stressed.
What are you seeing over there?
I was just recalculating one parent's copay that went from literally a 0 to $294 a week.
Did they change jobs or something? And that's what...
No, Arkansas reinstated copays through this process.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was part of the change too, is that so for the last, I think, 4 years, parents have either had a 0 copay or maybe like a $5 a week copay. Okay. So they went up to the federal poverty level of down to 40%. And so it changed almost everyone on subsidy to have a copay and have a pretty significant copay on top of that.
That's unfair.
It's unfortunate. We were talking with some of our parents that were facing, some of them want to work. And, how do you tell a parent that it helps their mental health to go to work? And now they're going, I can't afford to even go to work.
Right.
We're talking about mental health challenges too. I think we're going to face more and more because I chose to work. That it's my outlet. I love it. I'm passionate about it. That was a right that I had. And we're taking that away from some people too. And I'm wondering how that's going to affect their mental health as well.
I completely agree.
If you could talk directly to some of the state legislators in your area, what is the message that you would want them to hear from you?
Say something. Say anything.
Yeah.
Speak up. Help us.
Absolutely.
Be there in April. We need early education needs you. We need help. Like, we're not going to make it. And if there is not early education, if there's not childcare, there's not people to work. If there are not people to work, there's no income. If there's no income, there's no one to buy products. If there's no products, if there's no tax money, it's an economic issue. And that's what
100%.
that is what everyone needs to understand. That this is not a me issue. This is not your neighbor's childcare issue.
Yep.
That this is an everybody issue. Okay, it is far, far, far reaching. Okay. And so this needs to be high priority, not just for Arkansas, but for every single state. And there are states out there getting it right now.
There are. This is an everybody issue. And there are states getting it right. And we have done all the research for them.
Yes.
We've talked about return on investment and how this is an economic crisis that we are facing. It is not just about you and I or Indiana and Arkansas. It's childcare and early childhood as a whole. We look at these other countries and they're getting it right.
Mm-hmm.
We're America. We're not getting it right. We need help.
Badly.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Well, I know this could go forever because there is so much to talk about, and we're going to keep in touch with you. I appreciate all your feedback from Arkansas and keeping us in the loop there. We're going to keep in touch. We are with you in April. Make sure we know what's
I am
going on,
standing
we'll
with
keep
you
spreading
guys
the word.
too, for sure.
We appreciate it.
We do.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. We need everybody we can get, right?
Yes.
We'll keep sharing your stuff, and we'll follow along. And we really appreciate you coming on and just letting us know what's happening in another state similar to ours, but now we can work together, and hopefully eventually we'll be heard.
One day.
We're not going to quit till we're heard. So
Fingers crossed.
yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you next week. Make sure to like, follow, and submit your stories. They help us. We come up with new ideas, and we want to hear what's going on in your states. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.